Good afternoon, and today we're here to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the Denali Bowling Club, and we've got two very special former members and two very special Denali people with us in Marge and Geoff Shea. So welcome to both of you and thanks for coming along today.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.
If I can just start with Marge, we've got written here 1973, but I think you said it was
75 I started.
Yep. You were the Associate Ladies President for 2 years?
At least, yeah.
Club Champion, I think we just said twice?
Yes.
President's Trophy, you've won that?
Yes, I think I won everything that there was to win there. Then I left.
The handicap singles on multiple occasions, and also the Premiership of 2000-2001. And Marge, tell us some of your memories, how yours started and so forth.
Well, I was a bit lucky. I hadn't thought of playing bowls until Geoff actually did, and he lost the sight of his eye. So he wasn't so good at the tennis that he used to be, so he decided he'd try bowls. And he was 34, so he used to come home telling me how he'd touched the kitty and all this sort of stuff. So I thought, well, I better find out who this kitty is. So I came along. I really only played social bowls for about the first quite a few years, and then I played pennant. I led in pennant for 8 years.
What does that mean, skipper?
I was a leader, leader.
Yep.
I didn't last long after that. I went straight up to skipping, I think, fairly quickly. But yeah, so when I first started, the white leghorns had just gone out. And by that I mean the ladies used to have to wear white stockings. So, but we still had to always wear stockings. And the biggest thing I notice now is the uniforms.
The change?
The change, because they were all either dresses or skirts. You didn't have shorts and slacks, and so that's one of the biggest things I noticed. Yeah.
And describe the Denali Bowling Club at the time, some of the things about that then, can you remember?
I know the little green wasn't there. Yep. There was no sign of the little green. No, this clubhouse was probably about half the size that it is now. And I'm not sure where we used to go to the toilets. I said to Geoff last night, can you remember? I know we used to go up to the gardens there at times, near the swimming pool, to the toilets. So whether it was when those were being built, I can't really remember where the toilets were otherwise. And the kitchen wasn't as big as it is now. Yeah. And we did a lot of catering. Yeah. And we had a lot of good times.
Would have been a lot of great names, Denali names in the day?
Molly Flett was my skipper for quite a while. Ethel Herford, I played with her. Fremantle's, Reg and Alf's mother was actually still playing when I started. Geoff can probably remember better than I can. Yeah. But a lot, and Nesta Whitehead, Sam Whitehead, Nesta was playing when I started. Yeah. Emmy Skane, yep. She was here. But there was a lot that started after I did. Yeah. I was by far and many years the youngest when I started, for many, many years. Yeah. Now I'm getting to the stage where I'm the oldest, but yeah, by far the youngest. But we had a lot of good times. We had a lot of the presentation nights, we had a lot of fun nights. I've got a lot of photos of those I'll bring out on the day. Yeah. I didn't join in it so much, but Geoff was on the social club, I think, most of the time. But once I did join in, I had a lot of fun. Yeah. But, yeah.
And Marge, would you play both midweek and weekends?
No, I didn't play much of weekends because I was working still nearly full time. So I just, sometimes, we started at 1 o'clock for pennant then, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and there was no such thing as a heat rule. You just played, doesn't matter how hot it was, you just played. And I used to knock off, as soon as I knocked off, quite a few times I'd go straight to work. and start at 3:30 or whatever. They gave me about half an hour grace, but I worked it fairly well, or sometimes it was night shift, but I did. I worked all the time that I played.
Yeah.
And I left here in 2003. So that's the year I retired from work.
And we were discussing that before, but on retirement, you both moved into Maryborough, which...
We moved into Maryborough the year before I retired. We moved it in there in 2002. And so I still came out here and played because I was still working. So I came and played for that first year after we moved in there.
Very good. I'll just introduce the young man sitting next to you, which is Geoff Shea. Geoff, you commenced in 1973.
Yes.
You've been club champion twice, we've got here. Would that be right?
Right. Yes.
10 years apart.
Yep, there you go. President's Trophy, you've won that. Club pairs, you won that with Jeff Davies.
Yes, I won pairs and the singles and was the president.
Yep, there you go. That was a big year.
Well, the first year you played with Jim Bryant, didn't you, and won the pairs?
Hmm?
That's the first year you played. You played with Jim Bryant and won the pairs.
Yeah.
And the Association Fours in 1991.
Yes, that'd be correct.
Yeah. And tell us about what brought you here then, Geoff. What brought you about starting bowls?
Well, I lost the sight in the eye with an accident, stupid accident, my own fault.
Yep.
Got a bit of metal in it. And I went to the doctor in here and he arranged it. And I would have thought I should have went straight over there. But there was a mix-up somewhere and appointment wasn't until next day. Well, there was Dr. Robinson, and of course he went a bit off when he heard about the mix-up. But yes.
Yeah, it was just too long.
I was in agony, as you can imagine.
I was lucky it didn't get infected.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course when did you say it was?
Well, it was 1964.
64.
Tracy was 6 weeks old.
Tracy was born.
Fortnight old.
Yeah. And then I played, when I started bowls, I used to take the kids down to Talbot for their tennis and that, and used to go and play bowls with them.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have. Never mind. Yeah.
And that sort of got you started on the bowls.
Yes. Yeah. And what else do you want to know?
And then, so in 1973 you joined Denali.
Yep.
And away it went from there.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you'd play, what days would you play the bowls? Would you play at a weekend or during the week?
Just the weekends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Saturday.
We used to have a lot of
Sunday
social
bowls.
Yep.
Yeah.
had a lot of social
But
bowls.
as Marge said, social bowls was a main thing then.
Yep.
There's a lot of social bowls we played.
Yep. And there would have been, was there a strong presence, some certainly strong bowlers in Denali, the club itself?
There was. Some of the ones that played against then was Henry Howard, Murray Peart,
Yep.
Howard Taylor, Jim Bryant, Bert Flatt, Alf Fremantle. The ones we played in the pairs was Bert Flatt and Jimmy Harrop. They were a couple of good bowlers then.
Some great names.
And we won.
Yep.
Of course, Jim was He was secretary a long time for the bowls here, and he played a lot of bowls, and I'm sure it was a big boost for him
Yeah.
to beat anyone at that stage, especially the ones who've been playing for years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And the bowling club would have, am I right in saying, would have been somewhere, a great meeting place as well for people to come to, as far as to gather?
Yes, it was, and then we had the cricketers come down and had sort of social bowls with them at times, and of course they started then, probably wouldn't have been that long after I did. And of course Keith Mottram was, he was instigator on the bowls down the Little Green, and
Yep.
it's named after him.
Yep.
And he did a hell of a lot as far as administration went.
Yep.
He was delegate for years.
Yep.
Yeah. Of course, he got a few bowlers from that.
Yep.
And well, later on, we had the social club had the ones that during the night bowls, started night bowls. And the idea the following year you'd get a new bowler if you could in each one. And we started a lot of bowlers with that.
Yep.
The likes of Joe and Peg Lacey, Arthur Deason, Graham Raven, Roy Pickering, to name a few.
Yeah.
We played together. There was 2 bowlers and you had a new one.
The triples it was.
Yeah, right. And that would go on year after year.
That went on
did.
quite a few years.
And we had too many for the big green, and at that time we had the little green too, and they would start at 6 o'clock and the other would start at 7.
Because they had the lights here.
Because of the lights. Would have been daylight saving.
Yeah, well, daylight saving, yes, it would have.
Would have been finished then.
No, January we always started.
Was it?
Played, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's how many bowlers we had.
Yeah, which is quite a few.
The
Right.
greens were full.
Yeah.
That went on for a few years. I don't know why it stopped.
I had no one to run it, I suppose. He ran it for most of that time.
Yep.
Yeah. And when we started, early in the piece, the green used to be a poor grass that went blue on the hot days. More or less had to put a lot of water on it to keep it going. And one day when the Maryborough team come out, they bought crayfish
Crayfish and put on
the green.
Do you remember that, Chris?
That didn't go down too well with the green kid.
Tell us about that. What was that all about?
I reckon it was that wet
that damp.
crayfish live in it.
That's a good story.
What else did we?
That brought out the... I can't remember who it was that brought out the crayfish.
No.
I don't know either.
As Marge said, the break-up nights, we were really into them.
Yeah.
There's always plays put on and dress-ups. As you'll see in some of the photos that come. I didn't win a premiership here with Denali over 29 years. you're sort of in the main team most of the time, and the closest we got, we played over in Maryborough. Chris would remember that because he played that day, and after the regulation 25 ends each was level.
That's right.
We played another end each and we're still level. We played another end each and we lost.
2001.
That's when we won the one for the women. That one that I won with the women was what was like a B grade. We had 9 in that section, whereas the top teams had 12, and they cut that one to 9, and we beat Avoca at Talbot. Avoca hadn't been beaten the whole year, and we beat them in the premiership. And Val Flett had broken her leg. She was in plaster, so she couldn't play. So Therese Milne played. She filled in and she played very well. So that's, I've got fond memories of Therese, of course, but yes. So, yeah, so that's the one that we won. That's probably the only one that I won here too, I think. I did the first year I was in Maryborough in 2003. We played in the grand final against Denali, and Highland won the grand final because my team was the only rink that won, and I beat Nesta Whitehead 33-12. So that was a bit of, there was no animosity or anything, but it was a good day, really.
Yeah.
We'd lost one rink fairly well, Joycey Hunt skipped that. And we lost the other one by 1, and I had enough to cover us, so we won it. I was going to mention the length of the uniforms, and there's probably still a ruler out there with the mark on it. You had to have it no further than 23 inches from the floor, and the president of the club here was the one that had to make sure that everyone's uniform was long enough. And that was still going when I started.
So the president measured it? The president measured it?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So, very interesting. I'd hate to see the look on some of the older ladies' faces now if they were here and see some of the uniforms. Wouldn't you, Chris? Can you imagine it? So, no.
And what about some of the social functions you mentioned, Geoff? The likes, it would have been some great times.
They certainly were.
And they would be to celebrate end of year or?
It was presentation night.
Yep.
Yeah,
End of the year.
yeah. I can remember fixing up one of my ball dresses for him. Got him into that, and I made a big thing like the dolls, dressed him up like a Cupid doll in this outfit. So, have a drink. I haven't found photos of that yet, but I will, hopefully. I've had some laughs today. I've got one here actually, I'll show you him later.
Did you win the Battle of the Ball, Geoff?
No,
I don't know what that one was all about. Did you ever dress up, Chris?
No, I don't think so.
We had some
But, you know, I never remember.
some really good ones, like the one that really was into it was George Edwards. George loved those nights. Arthur Lacey, Sam Whitehead, they all got dressed up, didn't they?
Keith Mottram.
Keith Mottram, yeah. Ian Flett, he loved those nights. Yeah, they were all, really, we had a lot of laughs and a lot of fun. A lot. Don't seem to have much, well, we don't have much down in Maryborough. That we did have a few nights down there. We had the ladies of the night, and I got him dressed up in Tracy's dress she had when she was pregnant, because Tracy's as tall as him, so We've had a few, but not like we used to have here, no. No, that was one thing we missed a lot, was the lovely presentation nights.
Another thing I thought I remembered was I had to, when Greg was, what, about 16?
16.
16, he used to come in and have a bowl. That didn't suit Alf.
Alf Fremantle.
Instead, he brought it up and I had to face the committee at the time, and they voted that he could play.
Did he join, or?
I think he might have.
I think he might have
Had a, well, you wouldn't have known what would have been as far as age goes, but.
And what was the issue? What was the issue with Greg coming up with you?
Should be playing cricket or
Tennis or something.
tennis or something like that.
Which he probably still was, but
Yeah. Anyway, that gave the okay, and it didn't do Greg any good because, well, I'm still playing with him now.
And Greg went on to play with Denali?
yes, I think he did. Yes,
He was emergency one of the grand finals.
yes, yes,
Yes.
he was. Yes, he was.
And he went on to be a great bowler himself.
Yes.
Very, very good bowler. But the worst part of it was that a couple of years later, Alf had his own grandson here playing, who was also 16. That was a, yeah. We didn't say anything, but it wasn't, yeah, it was just a little thing that you don't forget.
And the rest of the family, is anyone else bowlers in the family?
Not yet, but they've had a go. Our youngest daughter is over at Lake Bowlack. They've got the motel there, and they've got a little bowling club over there, and she's got my second last lot of bowls. And she goes up and has when she has time, she goes, she likes it. She's pretty good too, so they're all good at sport. The whole lot of them were good at sport. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I think that was another thing why I didn't play, was that they used to take them around to their sports and things like that, and not let them miss out.
And it was a very busy time, such as Denali, like all small country towns, where sport was a big thing in families.
It was.
Six or eight tennis teams.
Yes,
they
here
had.
then.
So you can imagine they had a few courts then too.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Now they can't get a team.
Right. Very hard to believe.
But all sports have fallen away. Like even cricket. Football, of course, everybody can't get a team. Yeah.
Can you remember during your time with Denali, who was your main rivals? Was there such a thing on the bowling?
Oh yes. Joycey Hunt was a great rival.
And Joyce, she was playing with...
She was a good bowler.
Yeah.
Yes. She was a great rival. And I suppose Marg Davies, once she started, but she started fairly, I don't know what year Marg started, but it was after me, fairly. I used to try and get her to come, but she liked her tennis still, so she's a good tennis player. Yeah. But no, I sort of gave up the tennis. I think it was about 45 the last time I played tennis, and it was 45 degrees out at Batty one day, and I played with Greg in the mixed. He said, "Mum, you get up on the net and stay there and I'll do the rest." I said, "Right, that suits me fine." So that was my last competitive tennis. We used to have a competition over here, a Wednesday hit and giggle one, but that was about my last, but yeah. So I mainly played midweek. I didn't play of a weekend because, as I said, work was too busy at work. But we had no men in the teams midweek then. It was all women. Now we've hardly got any women and it's nearly all men, isn't it, Chris? Yeah. Yep, that's the sad. I think at the moment at Highland we've only got about 11 women who are playing. I don't know how many Denali's got now. Wouldn't be much more, would it, Chris? Sadly.
And Geoff, you'd remember some great rivals or names in the bowling club?
Well, only in the recent years since I moved over there. Denali was always the main rival.
Chris Williams was one of them. Remember that last championship he won was down at the Little Green against you. I think my nails are just starting to grow now.
It went down to the wire, did it?
It was pretty close, wasn't it, Chris?
Well, it was bad luck for Chris. He was going through gates. He probably remembers them.
Somebody
it was right into the head, but
it was a good game.
Managed to see it through. And the other one was with Barry Flat. The other one I won. Yeah.
And what about that one? Was that close or?
That one's good. I'll give another go.
Wasn't too bad, that one. No. Probably the best thing Greg and I have won was the father-son one.
Over in Bendigo.
Over in Bendigo. Had players from, a lot from Melbourne come up for that. That used to be a big tournament. And I think we had to play 5 playoffs after you finished the ordinary rounds. And I know I had one on the wrong bias, not that that
Right.
did any good, but the last bowl was Greg's. The kid had been shifted right out the side and he had to come in between 2 bowls right round that way. He just shifted the shot bowl. That's how we won that. It's hard to believe that anyone could bowl a bowl like that come in so far. Of course, old bowls used to turn a lot, the old ones did.
Yeah,
We got $500 each out of that.
And a special memory to do with your son.
Name on the board over
over in Bendigo,
Woodville.
they got their name, on the board.
Woodville used to run it. Yeah.
Well, last Sunday, him and Greg played in the pairs, in the district pairs, and they won their section. It was 3 games of 15 ends each game, and walk over pairs, which means that you play 2 and you walk up the other end, and you come back down, you play your 2. That's how it was played, and he played 3 games of that last Sunday, and they won their section.
You would have slept well that night, Geoff.
Jumped around a bit, I think. I think he was still playing bowls.
I'm sure it'll be the last one. I took a few days to get over that.
You didn't admit it. But no, I think Greg forgets that his father's getting old.
What age are you, Dave?
86, Geoff is. I'm 84.
Yeah.
Still playing 2 or 3. Oh, we had a game yesterday, didn't we? We were all up yesterday, but 2 or 3 days a week.
Every practice.
Yeah.
Got to come out here tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And I see a bloke's on the roll and getting it pretty fast. I don't know how I'll handle that.
Well, you played at Carisbrook. No, it's still look forward to the bowls. It's a funny thing, but I do. But probably beat staying at home.
Certainly been a big part of your lives.
It
Glad that you
has.
could do it together.
All sport has been a big part of our lives, especially like to the kids and that. But yeah, they all like their sport. They all did like their sport.
Yeah.
Yes. Work was a big part too. I think that'll do us.
Don't think I have anything else.
What else do you have written down there? You've been writing little notes.
No, I think it's covered a lot. Oh, Greg has been doing, how many years bowls in Maryborough?
150 it'll be.
And he's been going through the old papers to find out what. And I found out that my father played cricket against these ones that were still bowling, likes of Henry Howard and Maury Peart. I'd never asked Dad about cricket because I didn't think, well, in those days everything was so tight. You had to live, and I didn't know that he spent much time on the sport, but he did all right at cricket.
Good cricketer.
Yeah.
Wasn't a bad tennis player either, even when he got old. He was pretty good.
Well, thank you so much to both of you for coming in. It's been lovely to catch up, and absolute pleasure, and thank you for all your times at the Denali Bowling Club.
Oh, well.
Thank you.
Still like coming back out and having a look and having a
I
game.
think you're talking about the dresses and all that. I think they're trying to set something on for that AF, for the AF, somebody wearing dresses like that or something. I heard him talking about it, but
I think there should be still some around. We did have some. Actually, I liked the skirts, and I also had culottes, as long as they were long enough, and yeah, which is a split sort of a skirt, and they were very, very comfortable to wear for bowls. But I wouldn't own a bowl skirt now. Got to keep up with everyone else.
is it also, am I right in thinking here, back in them days, if it was a tournament on for men, and the ladies were cutting for it, they had to come in whites.
Yes,
And yes, for that, to do the catering and all that.
yes.
What is the reason for that? Can you remember?
I can't really remember, but I think, yeah, it was the official part of the thing. It was just part of, everybody just accepted it.
Yeah.
But one of the things I do remember was if you came in and the president still had her hat on, you could not take your hat off until the president did. I remember that very vividly. So, and hats were sort of a must really. It was a little bit like the kids at school now. If they don't have a hat, they don't go out to play. So, yeah, but hats were definitely one of the protocols.
And the other thing I was thinking, over your period of time, the rules of the game. I mean, the bowls have changed, the greens have changed.
The bowls have changed very, very, very much.
Probably not to the better, but they have, from the point of it. The greens have changed, and obviously but the rules haven't changed a lot.
Not a lot, no. I've been an umpire since I finished work, which is 22 years I've been an umpire.
Yeah.
And no, you're right, Chris, there's not a lot of changes in the rules. No. Still a lot of people don't know them. But
That's right, yeah. Oh, the compensation based prevail. You do forget too, don't you?
Ah, you do. I've got to stop and think if somebody asks me something a lot of the time. Yeah.
One thing that's really slipped is the etiquette.
Etiquette, yes.
Bowls etiquette.
Yeah. There was a lot of etiquette when we started.
Okay, explain yourself. Difference from now to then.
Well, for a start, the leader always picked the bowl up and gave it to his opposition. That was one of the things that was very, very much. So, There was no standing on the green like the players do now after they've bowled. You had to go back and sit on the seat.
Same when they come down, they couldn't.
And you're not supposed to, sorry, with the third, once they release their last bowl, you see a lot of them walking up now in front of them. That was a no-no. You had to wait until that bowl so that the third could watch where his bowl went. A lot of them don't now, they don't worry about that. And clapping when someone has a bad bowl or gives a shot away, that was a big no-no. That was a really big no-no. But you don't see it that often now either, but it definitely gets frowned upon.
The leader's supposed to put the match kitty away.
Oh yeah. After they finished the game, that was the leader's job, to clean up the mats and the kiddies. Because a lot of some of the tournaments you'd go to, there's a lot of drinking on the green and that. Well, and smoking. That's another one. That's a big one. There's smoking areas have you got smoking areas here?
Yes. Actually, I was the other night with 3 corners, not that one there.
Right. We have actually designated smoking areas and vamping, as they do these days. Yeah, so that's another big thing that's probably changed, because there was smoking in the clubhouses and everything, wasn't there? But that's out now. So.
Do you remember the bar, the corner of the bar? I remember in the early 80s there was a debate between the non-drinkers and the drinkers. Remember the bar is up in the corner there?
Yep.
There was a non-drinking group that didn't want to have the bar there, and then there was a
Yes.
group,
Yes.
and which was obviously made up of Kevin Montgomery, George Edwards, and
Brian Harrop.
Brian Harrop as well. Brian wasn't there.
No.
At that stage.
Yes.
I always remember there was debate going on, and then a group would say, no, we shouldn't have alcohol in the club, and all that stuff. And,
Well, was there a bar here when we started?
Probably not.
I don't think there was.
no, I don't think there was.
I'm pretty sure there wasn't. No bar.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the bar when I started was there. There was a lot of debate.
Yes, about it. Yeah.
And the people who enjoyed an alcohol having a drink won.
Yes. Oh well.
I didn't get involved. But I was happy.
If they hadn't, you would have lost a lot of members.
Yes.
Plain and simple.
Oh, the particular club right now, if it wasn't for alcohol, we'd be formation.
Yes. And of course our club is very different over there, because I was used to catering for all sorts of things here. We had funerals, we had all sorts of things, as Chris said, for the tournaments and all that. Whereas over there, we're not allowed to cater because they've got their own kitchen over there. So it was a very different lifestyle when I went over there.
Yes, certainly is.
We used to enjoy our catering here. We really, we'd have a bit of fun out there and work pretty hard, but it was worth it.
Well, as you know, the ladies here now of age,
Yes.
and so they don't do a lot of big catering.
They don't do funerals and things like that. Or not unless they...
CFA or some other group.
Yes, they do it, have it in here, but it's not... Yeah.
Well, as long as we've got the bar.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Otherwise, that's it. Enjoyed it. Thank you very much
Thank you very much.
for asking us. Thanks, Chris. And thank you, Andy. And